Hello, all. Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here, hanging out with you next hour or so. If you guys don't know, I've been doing comic books for almost 4 decades now, 4 complete decades. And started in the 80s. And I'm still going strong. Some would say better now than ever before. I wouldn't say that. No, I would say that. I think it's better than ever. I think the work is getting better over time. I still feel like I'm learning. There's a lot to learn here. Still feel like I just started yesterday. So I have a bunch of news, bunch of news, great news related to Black and White. There's been a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I've been trying to get going, and it looks like things are starting to pay off. So I am going to show you those things, talk a little bit about them, and hopefully get you hyped and pumped for Black and White 2 Man vs. Machine. Back it today. So first, let me say hi to everybody. We need a sign of life, you guys. Always need a sign of life. So we have Hyper Kaiju. Yo, what up, chat? A twofer, indeed. 80. Wow. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. We got AJ Tom. Oh, he's got a first man in his icon there. That's cool, man. That is cool. I know that there's probably competition out there. I think Lepresti is going, but we don't care. We don't care. Whatever we get, we're going to be happy with. So, you guys, and as always, this is interactive, so this is impromptu. So if you guys have any questions or anything to ask, always feel free. And let me start off with a little context. It's always good to have context. Let's see what we have. We had a great pontificators last night. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, Clint Helinski came up with the topic, and I think it was a good one. It was an interesting conversation. If you guys missed it, go back and check it out. But after this live stream is over. All right, so here we go. This is Black and White, Volume 2, Man vs. Machine. In a world where law and order is often blurred to gray, justice can only be bump, bump, bum. Black and White. So we are 9 days. We have 9 days left. We rounded it off now. We have 600 backers. I would like to get 400 more before it's all said and done. 1,000 backers is the sweet spot. As far as printing and just as far as getting good price breaks with the printing and all that other good stuff. And also it does take care of a lot of the bills, as they say. So we're at 50,000. Thank you guys so much. We hit that threshold. I think it was yesterday. Yesterday was a big day for us. And already we're at 846. So we are so close to 51. Excuse me, 51K. That would be great if we could get 51 by the end of this live stream. That would be fan-frickin-tastic. So here it is. This is Black and White, Man vs. Machine. Here's the first cover. And this is pencil and inked by myself, colored by the brilliant Stefani Renee. I think it came out fantastic. And so we have a variant by Kenneth Racafort. And again, brilliant. And then we have the High Octane Adventure, which is a 22-page story written by Klaus von Klaus and drawn by the great Pedro Eng. Animation in an animation style. This High Octane book is going to be fantastic. It's 22 pages. The price break is 15. So we're trying to play with prices here with the covers. With the cover prices and just see what we can do. So hopefully this experiment will work out. Although I want to do, it's so funny because I want to do shorter stories, like one and dones, like 22-page stories. I'd like to experiment. This is the first of the experiment. And also I would like to do possibly 70 plus to 100-page one and dones as well. So I think moving forward after this is what I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put an epic adventure in a 100-page story, but that's what I'm going to try to do. And I'm working with Joe Fulton, Thunderbuns, and we've been talking about trying to do a one and done black and white adventure moving forward. So it's not serialized. There's no cliffhangers. There's nothing. It's just a self-contained book. And this High Octane will be a self-contained story. So I'm playing with those a lot more, trying to move forward. And it's going to be quite challenging to put an epic adventure in 100 pages, but I am going to try my damnedest. So here is Volume 1, second printing. We completely sold out of the original printing for Volume 1. So this is a second printing with a brand new cover done by myself and Kyle, oh my gosh, Kyle Higgins? No, Kyle Rayner. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? This is crazy. I know too many Kyles in my life. Yeah, so oh gosh, where was I? Sorry guys, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, Kyle Ritter, I should say. Wow. Let me what am I doing here? I'm getting all screwy here. I'm hitting all my tabs. Yeah, so I'm back. Sorry about that. So yeah, so this is done by Kyle Ritter. I apologize. I know too many Kyles. And so then this is black and white. This is the Grey Capullo variants. So we're pretty much sold out of the remastered one on the left. That one, there's just a few books left, but we still have 100 or so of the Virgin variants, and that is only available in the Jam tier. And that's this one right here. So the black and white Jam comes with all the books in the campaign, plus the Capullo Virgin variant, and a trading card, and a very special mini print. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the original story page layouts. So these are the original layouts for the book. So these are my thumbnails, my story breakdowns. And you can get this in its own tier and as an add-on, and there's $1 additional shipping, so it's not too bad. And I didn't want to charge anything for shipping, but they kind of force you to put a shipping price in, otherwise it won't go through. So we just went with the lowest amount we could, which is $1. So even the add-on's only $1. The main tier itself is $1. So it's not too bad. You can add this on without, a lot of added shipping price and expense. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's as add-on, as is all the books. The books in this campaign, except for the Capullos, are as add-ons. So you could do that. And hold on for a sec. Jeez. I got a little congestion. And so, yeah. And so the commission, we added another commission that sold out within, hours. And so you guys now have unlocked 3 major stretch goals. You've unlocked the 30, the 40, and 50K stretch goals. That is pretty cool in 3 weeks. That is fantastic. So the first one is the trading card. The second is the boom, baby. It's an Inko sticker. You got the Inko sticker, and you have all the cover upgrades. So every one of these covers for all these books is now upgraded to a cardboard stock paper, and all the graphic novels, all the bigger books are square bound. Oh my gosh, I'm too excited. I'm brain farting. The High Octane book will be it'll still be saddle stitched, but it will have the heavier stock cover as well. And so then the next upgrade is paper stock, and that's at 55K. And then the next one is 60, and that is the Phoenix World Rises patch. And I hope beyond hope, I don't know if it's beyond hope, but I hope that we can get to that 60K at the end of the first 30 days. We are going to roll this into a second 30. So that'll be cool. And I'm not sure it's going to actually be 30 days, but I'm just calling it 30 days just for the sake of clarity, just so we can understand. Most of you guys know what a second 30 means. So let me see here. I'm going to hit refresh. Oh, it still says 600 backers, but it's 928. 928. So we are a stone's throw away from 51. So what is that? If that was 30, so it's like 72. Is that right? 72 $72 away from 51K. I think we could do that. We can possibly do that in this live stream. So if you guys haven't backed, please do so. And also, we have Inko news. Yes, indeed, do. We have the Inko t-shirt up. That's good ink. So we have this. We have it as its own tier and also as an add-on. So any combos you guys want, you can do, and you can add on the Inko t-shirt, which we've been working on this thing for a while and finally got it up and running. So this is the great Elizabeth. She's known as D Geek Art, and she put this together for me, and I think it came out terrific. And yeah, you can get this as an add-on as well. So it says only one here, but you guys, these things are selling really well. We got a bunch of add-ons already for the Inko t-shirt. So thank you guys so very much for that. And yeah, thanks for all the support. And okay, cool. So let's get back. Let's get back to the chat. Let's see what everybody is saying. Oh, there she is. There she is. Thank you, Elizabeth. You are badass. Shut your mouth, as the kids say. Let's see what Improbi says. How come the Inko tier doesn't ask for size of the shirt? Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'll add that. I think you can just write that in the description, though. So I'll run that by Pamela and see what she has to say. And but I think we were assuming that you would just write the size in. So I'll run that by her. Sorry if there's any confusion on that. Yeah, we'll work those things out. You doxing your DMs? Yeah, because I'm still new at this shit. Yeah, I'm still figuring stuff out. Yeah, it's weird, man. If I have too much on my brain, it becomes hard for me to do this. I want guitar picks. Ooh, guitar picks. Yeah, we did guitar picks with the Chrono Mechanics. Yeah, but there's no rock and roll tie-in to this. It would seem kind of odd, wouldn't it? Do a black and white. Ooh, it would be cool though. That the yin yang gun sight logo, that would look cool on a guitar pick. That would be cool. Yeah. All right, Bob's always got my back. Thanks for joining us, guys. If you haven't, please smash the like and share to your social media. Very cool. Yes. Thank you, Bob, for that. And thank you for this as well. The link is in the description as well. Oh, my gosh. Look at Bob go. Sweet mama jamma. He comes in, does his job, and then it's like, you know, I got to get out of here. Take care, everyone. Yeah. Bob's always got my back. Sheldon Martin says, I bought the like button, a lot of alcohol. It'll be smashed in no time. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, actually, we showed off Ryan's comic book. It was really, really cool. The animation stuff. We did that last night on the Pontificator show. Pretty cool stuff, man. The Ryan Cardinal. Shot glasses would be cool. Black and white. Oh, with the shot, with the gun sight on it, with the yin yang. Yeah. I fixed the link in the description on the other one, and this one I put a fresh one up as well. So yeah, so we have that. So we have the new Inko shirt. We have in the campaign now, and there's something else I wanted to show you. Let's go here. I can show you in more detail the Inko shirt. So let's share. Do 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 share. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let me not share and dox anybody this time. All right. Yeah. So this is the Inko That's Good ink shirt right here. Look at that. Fantastic. And I think the final version will have the Hack Shack logo on the sleeve right over here. So that'll be cool for you guys. And I know Hack Shack needed a mascot for a while, and we finally got one. And I think it looks fantastic. So Inko is like a old school inkwell, and I thought it came out so cool. Yeah, we just kind of pitched this on a live stream, Taylor Grasso and me and myself, and I guess we sparked some creative juices, and D Geek Art just kind of took it upon herself and put this thing together, and it came out so good. I was like, we got to do something with this. And so, yeah, I used it just in various things. And then we were like, yeah, we got to make some T-shirts. So that's what we did here. And yeah, I like when things happen organically like this. The same thing happened with Pedro Ang and myself. Yeah, Pedro did some animation versions of black and white and sent them to me. And then I was like, yeah, I got to do something with this guy. Just too talented. So yeah, that's what's fun about all this stuff. So I don't know if you guys have been keeping track of the Joe Bennett situation. So Joe Bennett is a comic book veteran. He's been doing this for probably 25, 30 years. Brilliant penciler. I worked with him a couple times throughout my career, but most recently I worked with him on the New 52 Deathstroke. And he kind of was doing breakdowns. I was doing more finishes, but not really credited as finishes. But they were kind of finishes. And then we went over to Hawkman after that, and it was the same. It was the same. Oh, cool. Sorry, I just saw this. A wonderful shirt ordered yesterday. Thank you, Lloyd. Awesome. And oh, I wait. That's not the one. I like that logo. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, you do. Yeah, we're talking about the T-shirts here. Yeah, so we did Hawkman, and he was doing breakdowns as well. On Hawkman, I did a lot more. I kind of did more rendering and went in and did a little bit more detail on that. But I had a great time. The pencils were just loose enough and inspiring enough for me to go in there and kind of tweak them a little bit, add a little bit of extra stuff. And it didn't take much to make them just that much, more polished and better. And so I always liked Joe, and he seemed to like my work as well. So both of those books we eventually were let go of. And so I think Joe went over to Marvel after that. I'm not sure what Joe did, but then I went in my own direction. But we stayed in contact. We stayed friends. And he's a really good guy, really nice guy. So I don't know if you guys have heard recently that he's basically been canceled by this guy, Al Ewing, and I guess, or Ewing. He's the writer of the Hulk book they were working on together. And Joe did some political cartooning for his country in Brazil. This isn't America. This isn't the UK. This was Brazil. It's really none of our business. It's his business. He lives in that country. We don't. And so Joe did a political cartoon. Most political cartooning is in, I guess, somewhat bad taste. It depends on how you feel about it and your sensibilities and I guess what political side you're on. And so he did this. I saw the drawing. It wasn't that crazy. It was I guess the president of whatever Brazil. He's on horseback. He's all in armor and stuff. And he's just kind of, he's got a sword. And he's just kind of like cutting up his opponents. I imagine they're political opponents. And so stuff like this happens. We've covered it. I covered it on a live stream. We talked about it a little bit on Pontificators. And so it's just political cartooning. And to be honest, the hypocrites over at Marvel has done this several times against our own president, Donald Trump. They made fun of him. They took shots at him in the pages of their own comic books. So anyways, this Al Ewing, or however you say his name, he makes a big stink publicly and says that he's never going to work with Joe again because of this cartoon. Well, Al doesn't even live in Brazil, so why are you getting offended? Why are you getting uppity? This virtue signal shit's got to stop, man. This SJW, they're going to save everybody from the big bad. What big bad? Joe's a good guy. You just offered him for the slaughter, and you're the good guy. You're a fucking asshole, is what you are. Anybody who goes out of their way to get somebody canceled or fired from a job, as far as I'm concerned, is an asshole. I have problems with people. Everybody does. But you don't go out of your way to hurt them. If you don't like somebody's politics or you don't like that person, stay away from them and keep your damn mouth shut. You don't have to verbalize every gripe you have. And so this guy went to social media, this Al, and he puts that out and says that he's against Joe because Joe had done this thing. And so then I guess Marvel gets wind of it, or Al puts pressure on him against Joe with Marvel. And so then Marvel says they fired him from a job, an upcoming job. They took it away from him, and they pretty much said, you're not welcome here at Marvel. Marvel did the same thing to me some years back. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. It didn't seem like it was at the time, but it toughened me up because I was thinking I was going to retire at Marvel. I was thinking that this was going to be it. It was security. I could raise my family. I could pay off my house, and then, I could retire there. But, they made sure that wasn't going to happen. And so it toughened me up. It made me think, and rightly so, that these companies don't have our backs. We're just disposable. We could go at a heartbeat, at anybody's discretion. And so they did that to Joe. Based on, it was also done in 2017. It wasn't even recent. Joe had done that political cartooning, years ago. So anyway, yeah, Marvel fires him, because of this Al, I imagine. I'm not really sure all the details of why Marvel fired him. We all have our speculation about it. But anyway, the long story short, this Al virtue signaled, he also said that, he donated X amount of money to these charities, I guess because he felt bad because of what Joe Bennett had done. This has got to stop too. Like, why do you feel responsible for somebody else's actions? This guilt by association, it isn't always true. Everybody in Comicsgate is completely different. We all have different points of view. We all have different thoughts. So I agree on some levels with different people, and I disagree with people. Just because we're kind of part of this group of people, it doesn't mean like we're all hive mind. It doesn't mean that we all think exactly the same. It just, when did people sign off on this? When did people just think that if I'm the writer on a book and then the penciler does something, it isn't on the penciler, somehow it's reflected upon me too? Well, it's not. It's only reflective on you is if you want to accept that responsibility, or if you feel that that's what you want. But it for most rational, normal people, they don't think like that. They don't go, oh, this guy worked with Joe, therefore he's against this Brazilian president as well, or whatever the hell that political, I don't even know what the point of that cartoon was. So anyway, this guy says he donated money, to these charities. And then he says how much he donated. He says what the charities were. what a blowhard. Like, the thing is, if you're going to do a good deed, you don't telegraph it. You don't tell people about it. You just do it. That's virtue signaling. You're trying to say you're better than this guy. When you do stuff like that, Al, you're saying that you're better than this guy. And I still have the open, like, if Al wants to come on here, I'll talk to him about this. I said it on another stream. It just pisses me off. It's just like, what kind of lowlife are you that you feel okay with destroying or trying to hurt somebody's livelihood? Our livelihood is attached to our existence. If we don't work, we don't eat. If we don't work, we don't have a place to live. Like, this is how we feed our family. This is how we take care of, our family. And Joe does have a family. So you took that away from him for no other reason than to virtue signal and try to make yourself look good, at the same time hurting another human being. So how can you feel good about yourself? Like, you feel like, oh, somehow justice was served, that you tried to hurt or get Joe Bennett canceled? I don't relate to that at all. That to me is evil. That's how evil people think. That you could hurt somebody like that and then just kind of sign off on it, and then give these charities money and then feel good about yourself. Just shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth. Like I've worked with people I disagreed with. I've worked with people I absolutely hated, but I was a professional. I understood it was the job. I don't have to like them. And I would always recognize if they were really talented or not. If they were talented, I did the best job I could. I got the job done on time, and then I moved on. Sometimes these guys absolutely hated me as well. But for the greater good, for the book, we saw that there was something working here. There's chemistry. We were professional, and we just kept our mouths shut and just got the work done. And that's how most people are. Most people are in the workplace. They don't like necessarily everybody they're working with, but they just keep their mouth shut. They do their job, and then they go home. That's why you have friends. That's why you have family, because then you get along with them. But we don't all get along, and that's okay. It's completely okay. It will never, ever happen. Humans will never completely agree on everything 100%, and they will never, ever fully get along. I think it's important to understand that, because I think you're childlike if you think that it's anything other than that. Also, I've talked about this. What kind of weird utopian society would you even be talking about to make that possible? To be in complete lockstep, you would have to get rid of freedom. Freedom cannot exist in a utopian society. It cannot. You cannot have utopia and freedom. They don't work hand in hand. Seriously, lack of humility. Yeah, Zach, indeed. But anyway, so now, Joe is without work, and Joe is like, what the fuck happened? And so I reached out to Joe a couple weeks ago, or whenever this happened, and I told him, I was just kind of commiserating, just saying, like, this sucks. Marvel did something similar to me. I understand where you're coming from, and basically that this Al Ewing is a piece of garbage. And so just as Joe didn't comment. Joe didn't say anything bad about this guy or nothing like that. I mean, he just kept it all above board. He said to me at the end, he said, God bless you. Like, he didn't say anything. Like, he didn't elaborate. He just said, God bless you, Art. And so that's the kind of guy that Joe is. So, over the next couple of days, I just started just hanging out with him again, just having fun talking. And so then I just thought, like, I would just ask him, like, would you be open to do a cover for Black and White, a variant cover? And so he said, yeah. Oh, here we go. Invite Joe to do an art print for Black and White. Yeah, well, we got art prints. We're going to have covers. We're going to have we're going to have some Joe Bennett artwork, man. We're going to have some kick-ass Joe Bennett artwork. And if I can get some more people in here, you guys tweet this stuff out. Like Bob said, I have a cover sketch. I have 2 cover sketches that I'm going to show off of Joe Bennett artwork. And within the next couple of days, we're going to have full-on pencils. And he's going to pencil it. I asked him, pencil it like you did the New 52 Terminator and Hawkman. Do it like that, because I want to ink it. I want to go in there and ink. I had so much fun working with him that I want to do it again. And he said, "Are you sure you don't want it like the Immortal Hulk style?" Because he's really proud of that style. And I said, "It's a great style. I love that style. I love the stuff you're doing on that book, but I kind of want to do it this way." Because I want to ink that Joe Bennett. And so hopefully he pencils it the same way as he did in, when we worked on Hawkman and Deathstroke together. And so I'll probably be inking that thing up live. So you guys will see it all come together and stuff like that. But yeah, Joe Bennett, I still can't believe it. Joe Bennett is right now working on a black and white variant cover. And so we're going to be debuting the finished product fairly soon. Well, the finished pencils. But in the meantime, you guys, we have a sneak peek. Imagine writing superhero. Let me see. Let me. I'm going to tease this a little bit longer. Imagine writing superhero comics and thinking canceling people is some form of justice. I know. I still have a hard time with like SJWs in comics, because also just like the sci-fi aspects, like the utopian thing I was talking about, like there's been a bunch of like sci-fi stories that have been cautionary tales about this type of this thing, like basically saying that we can't have utopia. We can't do that because freedoms are at stake. Like you would have to give up your freedoms to have these. So these cautionary tales have been around for decades. So, I would assume all the comic book people that are working have read all these stories and are very aware of this. And then, like what you're saying, Craig, I probably clicked off this too fast, is that you would think that people who are writing these superhero stories are in tune, like they're kind of morally in tune with what's right and wrong, or at least you would like to think they are. And so when they do this stuff in real life, it's like you're not even fit to be writing these stories, because you clearly don't understand what good and decent behavior even is. Like, I know that we don't have to be what we write, but when people do this stuff, you do kind of question, like, does he even know right from wrong? He definitely does not. This Al Ewing doesn't understand decency. I can't, I can't really do that. I basically agree with Ethan Van Sciver when Ethan says the door's always open. So if somebody wants to come in and hang out with us, the door's always open, and you're welcome to come in. I welcome anybody in. I'll work with anybody. I've worked with quite a bit of people in the past, just behind the scenes, with questions and things like that. And there's still people I'm talking to as well. They just kind of are inquiring. I would love to tell you, but I can't. And so if Joe wants, and he just comes to me or one of the CGers and says, hey, I'd like to kind of hang out with you guys in the chat. I'd like to, see what this Comicsgate thing's all about. I'm sure that we'd say, are you sure? Because it comes with a little bit of baggage. And then if he says yes, then that's that. But like inviting him in and that, I think then it's kind of like you may be setting somebody up for these toxic attacks that sometimes happen. And so, I wouldn't wish that upon Joe. I think a cover, he can still distance himself, kind of like, Jay Lee did did a cover for Ethan Van Sciver. Jay Lee isn't necessarily Comicsgate. He's Ethan's friend, so it's just a friendship thing. And so, for Joe and I at this point, it's just a friendship thing. It's not necessarily a CG thing. So anybody that's listening and thinking they're going to go after Joe, I think you people need to get over yourself and just look at the world in a realistic manner, because Joe is a human being. He's not your piñata to bash around. That's not cool. So if Joe wants, he knows where we're at. And so what I did with Joe is I sent Joe my YouTube link. And I kind of tried to, in a roundabout way, tell him where I'm at and what I'm doing, with CG. And so he didn't seem, I'm trying to be vague, but he didn't seem to have a problem with it. And so he did say that he is looking to do possibly some independent projects in the future. And that's as far as I'm comfortable with saying. So, who knows? I don't know where Joe's going to go. He asked me to kind of be a confidant and to help him with the campaign. And I'll sure as hell do everything I can. But my hopes are that any of these people that are getting uppity about, like there's blood in the water, and then they could go after Joe Bennett. I wish those people would just stop. There's no point in it. Joe is not a bad person. He's not evil. He just has different points of view than you. That's all, and that's okay. It's okay to have different points of view. So let's see what Joe Bernardo says. These immoral SJWs are causing the downfall of the industry because they don't have the moral compass of what's right. It would definitely seem that way to me. Like, this is just common decency. Like as a professional and a fellow professional, you don't talk about these things. Like there's also these things like if you talk amongst professionals, like you're a writer, penciler, or penciler, inker, whatever it is, also those conversations, you never have to say it, but it was always unspoken. It was always like, these conversations are confidential. Like, you don't necessarily go like, oh, Joe Bennett and I talked 2 hours last night about politics. Like, you don't say these things. They kind of just are private conversations. And it was always understood that, sometimes you talk about editors that you work with. You'd go, well, he's kind of a jerk, or, he's this, that, or the other thing. And then it was always understood that you're just kind of like commiserating, but you don't tell other people. You don't go, you know what Joe said, or you know what whoever said. They said that, and they go to the editor trying to score some points. It's like, they said that you were, unreasonable with your deadlines and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know who these people are. I work Joe jobs, and I know that those people exist. They try to score points with their boss by ratting out other employees. I know those people exist, but I never understood it, because when you're going to be a rat like that, nobody respects it. Your boss doesn't even respect it. They'll listen to you, but they still think you're a piece of shit. I guarantee you, they think you're a weak person, and they know what you're doing. They know that you're selling your fellow employee out to try to score points with them. And I think you would have to be a really twisted person to I guess, promote somebody like that, or to think that's good behavior, because it really isn't. Nobody respects that. Nobody respects a snitch. And I'm talking about like the type of snitch, the context of what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like a whistleblower that there's really immoral stuff that's happening. This factory is killing people, or it's unsafe to work there, stuff like that. I mean, I think those people are brave. But people that are like, Joe whatever didn't wash his hands, and he went and worked the taco bar last night, just stuff like that. Or, when you told him to mop the floor, he didn't, like that type of stuff is what I'm talking about. Just like that kind of ratting people out. Let me see what J-Dog says. As the big two continue to implode, more people will make the transition slowly at first. I think it says, but I feel like a barrage of artists leaving is coming soon. There's a tidal wave. I believe you're right, J-Dog. And I think for me, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, because I think there's a lot of people that look at what CG is doing and they think it's easy. They think that throwing up these numbers is just a walk in the park. But if you start comparing like basic CG numbers, average numbers with like average Kickstarter numbers, or even Indiegogo numbers, like non-Comicsgate stuff, those numbers are a lot lower. They're a lot lower. So if people like simple-mindedly think like, oh, I can do this without Comicsgate, or I can just plug in and I'll do what these guys are doing. I think they're kind of underestimating what Comicsgate is and what you guys in the chat bring, what the supporters of Comicsgate bring to the table, which is everything. I can't say it enough. We are nothing without you. We are absolutely nothing without you. And so I think that's fundamentally the difference, because I'm not so naive to think like this is all me. I'm not. I understand like there's a dynamic here. There's multiple things at play. One of the major things is you guys, the supporters, and then there's people like Ethan Van Sciver and people that have a voice and a platform that's beyond me, and they share their platform with me, and then in turn I try to share my platform with people that don't have as big a voice as I do. So then it just kind of feeds on itself. So it's a network of things that are happening, and that it feels like it just happened, but it didn't. I think that everybody that really is passionate about CG and has been here a while, they understand that dynamic and they don't F with it. They understand that it works. But I do think there's people outside that don't really clearly understand it. So they might think that they could just put out an independent book on their own. I think we'll see how it works, but I do think that they're not going to have the level of success. Just personally, that's how I feel, because they don't have you guys. So they're only going to be able to bring to the table what they can personally bring. And what's great about CG is like, if I bring a certain group of people from my almost 40 years in the business over to CG, and then this guy brings people over and this guy brings people over, then we're always expanding it. We're always bringing that fan base into CG, which is how it builds, and it's how we get more people. But if it was just me, I've crowdfunded before. I think the best I've ever done on my own, and it was for the art book, the Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too, I think it was like high 30s. And at the time, that was really, really good. But I just, I think if I put that book out, like I am going to do another art book, and I might reissue Oodles 1 because it's completely sold out. So I might put a new cover on it and reissue that, because what I would like to do, and Pamela wants to do this too, is a slip cover. At some point we want to do slip covers because I think it'd look great on a book stand, on bookshelves. And so I would like to do a volume 1, volume 2 of the Oodles book. And I'm pretty sure, like I can say this with somewhat confidence, if I was to do that you guys would support it, and you'd support it beyond like the Kickstarter audience did, and whatever group of people I brought over personally. So I think they are underestimating the power of CG. I think the industry is watching what we're doing, but I also think they're underestimating it. Because I think that when what's his name, Sean Gordon Murphy came over and did his, I think it was at Indiegogo, and he kind of looked at what we were doing, so he incorporated some of the things, but not all the things. And then when the SJWs came at him, he kind of folded and kind of placated them because he thought that that was the right thing to do. And I think he lost a lot of traction. I think that his campaign was very successful, but I think it could have been a lot more successful if he would have stuck it out, or if he kind of hung out with us. I think it probably could have been $1 million campaign, at least, high 800s, 800,000. So let's see what AJ Tom says. Well said, Art. It's sad that in this day and age, the rarity is to respect your peers and respect what they confide in you. God bless you, and God bless Joe Bennett. Yes, indeed, Tom. Wow, I almost whelped up. That was very heartfelt. Thank you. Eric Owen says, if Joe does a campaign, please advise him to use Indiegogo. I will do that because I do. Let me finish it. Art, F Kickstarter, they will never see money from me. Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, I think the Kickstarter is woke. I think they wear their politics and they wear their beliefs on their sleeve. I think if you're going to be open and you're going to be inclusive and you're going to be all these things, then how the fuck can you do this? How can you gatekeep people? That's not inclusive. That's exactly the opposite of what you're saying you're about. These people are complete hypocrites. But that aside, I have crowdfunded both places, multiple crowdfunds, Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Indiegogo is the superior platform. It's more intuitive. It gives backer numbers, which Kickstarter did not. Kickstarter would just be first come, first serve. So as people were backing, it'd just be a line of names. It wasn't even alphabeticalized. So you couldn't, it was so hard to find if there was a problem. It was so hard to find the backer and their tier. It was crazy. But with Indiegogo now, if there's a problem, Pamela just, what's your backer number? She can go right to the backer number. She can see what you ordered, and she has everything she needs. Just that one thing makes Indiegogo a superior platform. Also, Indiegogo still takes less as far as percentages. Indiegogo allows you to renew, to do a 30 and 30 campaign, which is what Black and White, we're going to do with Black and White. It may not be at 30. I always have to clarify the second 30. It might be like 20 days or something like that. But, they have that. And then they have the in-demand shop. Holy shit, man. You get to have a store. That is way better than Kickstarter. So if anybody, not even just Joe, if anybody came to me for advice about crowdfunding between the two platforms, I would always say Indiegogo. Politics aside, Indiegogo is way better. Gossiping birds, yes. F off, well read. Two-faced people that turn on you again, favor with each other's are absolutely garbage. I agree. Ever since I was a kid, like you're at school and then you see that kid that rats you out to the schoolyard. You know how you'd have those attendants that would watch you play so you didn't get out of control, or your teachers or the principal or whatever. Like I'm not like one of those mafia guys, but there is a certain level of like, you just don't do that. Like, why? Like, even as a kid, I'd go, what do you get out of it? Like, what are you really getting out of it? Ratting on somebody. That guy hit that other kid. So what? Who cares? It's between those two people. If that kid that got hit didn't like being punched, then he should go and complain about the guy that punched him. Either that or he should punch him back. You know what I mean? Like, that's why this SJW, the social justice warrior, is bullshit, because you're getting irate on behalf of somebody else. What the hell is that? Like, a lot of times these guys are getting more irate than the people that have been shit upon. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting more irate because of this other person. That's crazy. And it's weird. Like, human beings are like this. Okay. You have somebody that gains a little bit of power, right? I've seen this so much in my life. They get a little bit of power, right? So, like with this SJW thing, this virtue signal, they realize now that they could have their 15 minutes of fame, right? They could virtue signal, they could get this person canceled, and then they get their rewards, which is like their 15 minutes of fame. I think they're schmucks, but I guess there's some people that think it's honorable or that it's good. It's a good deed. Like, it's done. Once it's done, it's done. You leave a whole line of carnage along the way. Joe Bennett's along the way. RT Bear's along the way. What does that bring you comfort? Does that make you feel like justice was served? Is the world a better place now that Joe Bennett isn't working at Marvel? I don't think so. I think Joe Bennett is fucking amazing. Like, you just took Joe Bennett out of the mix. Why the hell would you do that? Also, you were working with Joe Bennett. Joe Bennett is a superior artist. He is one of the top guys in this industry. And then you just put up a wall and said you'd never work with him again because he lives in Brazil and did a political cartoon. You don't even live in Brazil. Why are you getting pissed off? I'm sorry, you guys. The gardener's out there. He's got his leaf blower going. So I'll try to talk a little louder. I'm going to answer. I'm having a good time just hanging out with you guys. So, and then I'll show that Joe Bennett drawing, you guys. I sure as hell will. Let's see what the Ryan Cardinal says. The market will be overrun soon, but it will sort itself out. They will have to build just like the rest of us. Do you mean like the market, like the mainstream market, or the indie market, or just comics in general? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think there's always a chance for implosion. There's always a chance for oversaturation. But the thing is, like with Comicsgate, it's still growing. And the reason I know it's growing is because you guys have been getting back to me. And even when I was talking about doing volume 2, I'm so sorry about the noise. I'll try to talk more into the microphone. When I was talking about launching, volume 2, you guys were saying, well, what about volume 1? And I was like, yeah. And then you guys were like, we weren't around for the first campaign. We weren't hanging out, with Comicsgate. We weren't Comicsgate. And so then I was like, oh shit, there are people that they weren't here a year ago. They weren't here 2 years ago. So that makes me think that it is still growing. There are people that don't remember those things. So this is still building. This is still growing. And that's proof of it. I have the dog up here, so I'm going to have a little bit of distraction. Hopefully he can behave himself. He's climbing all here. I'll show you. He's climbing up on the Captain Kirk chair. Look at him. He's all innocent right now. He'll be holy terror in about 5 minutes. One of you guys said he looked like a dingo. It's like Art's got a dingo. I don't think he's a dingo. In one of the GA Rebirth issues, he threatens an elderly couple who were leaving a restaurant into giving their leftovers to a homeless man. Yeah. What the hell? If that person doesn't want to give his scraps, he doesn't have to. Like it doesn't. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Let's see what Spirit's car has to say. Oh my gosh, he wants to get up at my Hot Wheel collection, my Batmobile collection. He's barking at it. Oh, he's so destructive. Sean Gordon Murphy is the one to chicken to cozy up to confiscate. Weak men are not to be trusted. I agree. And also, I thought, like, I'll call a spade a spade. Sean Gordon Murphy did a variant cover for Doug TenNapel, and it was a nice cover. I thought it was really cool. And so, wait, hold on, you guys. He's getting into stuff. Sorry about that. He's getting so big he can climb up on stuff now. I'm gonna have to move some of my collectibles back so he can't get up there. But yeah, like with Doug TenNapel, the SJWs put a bunch of pressure on the campaign, and so Sean Gordon Murphy didn't know what to do. And so I thought it was cool that Doug pulled it down, because I don't think it was Sean saying, like, I need you to pull it down. I think that Doug just pulled it down because he didn't want, all that pressure to be brought onto Sean Gordon Murphy. But I thought both of them should have just made a pact and just say, fuck you. What's the problem? I'm friends with Doug. Doug's friends with me. I did a cover. Who gives a shit? Just because I did a cover, it doesn't mean I agree with Doug TenNapel 100%. It doesn't mean that everything I think is what Doug thinks and vice versa. It doesn't mean that. Holy shit, who are these people that think like this? This is absolutely, what have you learned in your life? You've learned nothing. You've learned absolutely nothing if you think like this. Because it's like, okay, it's a friend helping a friend. They don't agree on everything. Sean Gordon Murphy's politics might be completely opposite of Doug, but there's some commonality between these two. There's a friendship. You can be friends with somebody and be polar opposites. You could be a devout Christian, and you can be friends with a atheist. It happens, it happens, and there's nothing wrong with it. So I really was hoping that what both of them would do is just say, hey, listen, it's none of your business. It was a friend helping out a friend. It's a great cover. Obviously, it's selling well. People want this cover. So are you so bold to say that this cover shouldn't exist? That we shouldn't make people happy? We shouldn't see a need, fill a need. We shouldn't do this? That cover was doing well. It was selling a lot. Doug had to give a bunch of money back, right? There were people that were disappointed because they couldn't get the cover now. Are you thinking about them? No. You're not thinking about anybody but your own virtue signal points. That's all you're thinking about. So the people that back the cover aren't going to get the cover. All the time and effort that was put into the cover is gone. Hopes, dreams, time that Sean Gordon Murphy put into this, it's all gone. It's completely gone. You've destroyed it completely. I'll tell you right now, anybody tries to do that to me, you can F off, because I'll just do what I just said. You try to do that, I'll just say, listen, man, get over yourself. Get over yourself. I'm not pulling it down. We're going to keep this going. And the only way I would really do that is if there was a lot of pressure to bear on that other person, which is what they do. They go after that person. They go after Jay Lee because they know they can't hurt Ethan Van Sciver. I hope you guys know all about that. The SJWs went after Jay Lee because he did a variant cover for Cyberfrog, for Ethan Van Sciver. And the thing is, it's none of your business. You know, you're such a self-righteous asshole that you would just destroy this thing completely just because it offends you. Well, it obviously didn't offend all those people that backed the tier. Didn't offend them. So who the fuck are you? Oh my gosh, I am way more outspoken these days than ever before. Like I just don't. What's right is right. What's wrong is wrong. Craig, Trump broke the world. Before Trump, people would talk politics once every 4 years. Now you can't go a day without hearing a terrible political take. I think it's universal and it's always been there. There's three things: politics, sex, and religion. Those three things will always spark controversy. It's human nature. It's always been and it will always be. So if you don't want to spark any of those things, if you don't mind pissing people off, then talk about those things. The only I've never talked about these things publicly. My parents told me these things. They said, you know, if you do these three things, it will pretty much guarantee backlash. And so it was great advice. I never did it before. But the reason I'm doing it now is there's one crucial difference between now and then is these SJW types, these extreme lefts, they will destroy you. They will cancel you. They call it nicely canceling, but they're destroying. You take away a man's livelihood, that is really personal. That is hunting and gathering skills. This is how we take care of ourselves and our family. You take that away from a man, there are men that when they lose their jobs, they lose their identities. They go into depression. They kill themselves. This is not light. This is nothing to be taken lightly. This is a major blow. Women are a little bit different. Their identity isn't wrapped up in their job as much as men are. And so when you do that, that is devastating to a breadwinner. It is. Trust me, I know firsthand. So it's complete and utter BS. So that's the only reason I do it these days. I mean, if there wasn't a reason for it, you know, I would just keep my views to myself. But the reason I say these things now is because I don't have any illusions that I'm going to save the world. Like that's how SJWs taught. I was like, recycle your plastic cups or your plastic bottles because we're going to save the world. You're not going to save the world. They used to just say, pitch in, do your part. But now it's so grandiose. It's like everybody's going to save the world. That Grainberg or whatever that little girl is like, how dare you? It's like, how dare you, you arrogant shit? Like it's just so weird. It is just so weird that they talk so like high and mighty, like save the world. We can save the planet, or you're destroying the planet. This planet survived an ice age. This planet survived meteor showers. This planet has floods and major fires. This planet is way more resilient than you think. You think our eco footprint is going to destroy this planet? This planet will destroy us before we destroy it. I'll tell you right now. It's not going to happen. So, but that's arrogance. I think that's arrogance. That's like you're so arrogant that you think humans can do this. You know, I think it's good to be humble to nature. I think it's good to try to take care of where you live. I think those thoughts are good, but I think like, oh my gosh, the way they do, we need to save the planet. That sounds delusional to me. It's like, do your part, don't pollute, you know, recycle, do what you think, but saving the planet, that's a little too far. Okay. Liberals have delusions of grandeur. It's part of their DNA. I think so. I think that's a pretty good take. Bronze Age kid. I want to see what Mr. Von Stugel says. Sean Gordon Murphy is afraid of other pros, and he backs down every time they make a fuss. He may as well support cancel culture at this point. That's well said, and that's why I can't do that. Like, I'll probably, I mean, I'm glad that Comicsgate exists because I feel like there's strength in numbers and I can talk this way. I can be a little bit more bold than I could, if it was just me. So I do appreciate, kind of the strength in numbers aspect. But it's the cancel culture. I think on some level, even if Comicsgate never existed, I think I still would have done something. I would have verbalized something down the line, even if it was just on my own Facebook or Twitter or whatever, because I just think it's completely wrong. And I never thought I was canceled because it happened before cancel culture. But I was talking to Adam Friended, and he wanted to kind of shine some light on it, and he was saying, he heard my story where Marvel fired me and stuff like that, and he said this was cancel culture. This was early cancel culture before they even knew what cancel culture was. And so I kind of disagreed with him at the time, but now that there's more perspective, I do think that there's a lot of similarities with the way I was let go of at Marvel and the way, like, Joe Bennett, it was based on one guy. I'm not sure what his motivations were. It was CB, which I think somewhat instigated it. And then there was David Bogart over at Marvel, and those two guys pretty much orchestrated my doom. And like I said, I'm not 100% what motivated them to do it, but for whatever reason, they didn't like me and they wanted me gone. So that was that. And yeah, I just think cancel culture has to go away. We're always going to disagree. We're always going to just disagree. That's never going to change. But the cancel culture has to go away, because that's the part that I completely disagree with. You can have strong opposition to somebody. You could even protest. You can use strong words, things like that. I think violence is always it's completely unnecessary. I'm not behind that, but go to your politicians, voice your opinions, things like that. But the canceling aspects, that's the thing that's got to go away. Art saw it firsthand. The planet survived the ice age. I'll tell you, Danky Frankie, it was completely horrible. Me and my family barely got out alive. There was like a frozen chunk of land that broke free, and the currents were working in a certain fashion, and it just kind of moved us away from the disaster, and we survived it. So yeah, I think somebody above was looking out for us. So yeah, the ice age was quite scary. How's that for a story right off the fly right there? Those Marvel guys who did you dirty are evil pukes, jerks. I agree. All right. Well, I'm gonna get back to work. I got a few hours before we do the professionals, and I believe the professionals tonight is on Billy Tucci's channel, and we got a doozy of a topic for you tonight. So let me go here, a little bit over here. So you saw the Inko t-shirt, which is taking the world by storm. And then here is the Joe Bennett sketch. Okay, are you guys ready? I don't know if you guys are as excited about doodles and like loose sketches and stuff like that, but I love looking at this stuff. So here we go. Here's Joe Bennett's covers. So these are sketches. I got these this morning from Joe Bennett, and these are black and white covers, basically black and white fighting robots. So he said, what should I put on the cover? I said, just a cool pose of black and white fighting robots. And he says, I can dig it. And so I sent him some reference, and this is what he came up with. So he gave me 2 variations of the cover. I'm almost thinking of asking him to do both covers if I wouldn't be pushing my luck, because they're both absolutely amazing. But I ran this by the comics gators in the green room, and I think they like the number 1. And I personally like the number 1 as well. The only problem I might have is that Reed Blackett is a little smaller than Whitney. So like she's kind of dominating the composition, and he's in the background. Because I always like, and it's hard to do compositionally to make them kind of equals on the cover. But I do like the dynamic. So I okayed number 1. So that's what we're going to go with. So this is Whitney Sung leaping down with her staff, and she's beating up 2 foreground robots. And then Reed is in the background with his 2 guns, and he's blasting almost point blank another robot. So it's pretty badass. This looks really cool. Like I said, I mean, I might see if he could develop that second piece as well. But yeah, he's doing the finished pencils now. And I'm hoping within a day or 2, I'll be able to show you more. So I'll show you the pencils. And I think what I'm going to do, as soon as I get the pencils, I'm gonna put a tier together, you guys. So you guys will be able to back this. And then what I'll do is I'll ink it up as a, as a live stream. And I guess I could say this out loud. Kyle Ritter, he volunteered coloring this thing, so we might have some Kyle Ritter colors on this fantastic cover. So this thing is going to be mind blowing. Joe and I are back for the attack, pencils and inks, and I think it's going to be badass. It's going to be amazing. So in the next couple days or so, you guys, we're going to have a new variant cover. And I'm also thinking I'm going to use this for possibly the trading cards, and maybe, you know what? I should probably keep some of this to myself, but I have some ideas for this other piece as well. So, anyways, you guys, I hope that you dig seeing this stuff as much as I do. These little thumbnails, these variations, or I mean, work in progress, I should say. And so this is Joe Bennett, and this is the power of Comicsgate, man. To take a minus and turn it into a plus, and then plus the plus, and that's what we do here. So yes, this is Joe Bennett's thumbnails for a black and white cover. Fan-frickin-tastic. So I hope you guys really like that. I think it came out so good. The second one looks cool, iconic. I like it because it's kind of like it's like one of those Frank Frazetta's like triumphant, and I always like that. Like there's a stack of bodies and kind of things. I've done some black and white drawings like that as well. I kind of dig that dynamic, and so, but I don't know, man. I just really like the Whitney leaping down, and then Reed's got like his 2 guns, like bam, bam, bam. I think it's pretty badass looking. So I don't know. Maybe we'll do something with that second drawing as well. Danky Frankie says, "Wow, oh yeah, Critter, it's Critter Country." Agent DeCamp says, "Critter colors too. Damn, Art, you're hitting the big time. Hell yeah, we don't screw around here." Star, what's that? Tiger. Hey, what did you expect? Bennett worked at Marvel for years. Wayman always dominate men there. Yeah. How much are the Inko shirts? Well, I'll go back. I'll go over the tier, and we can get into that. Plug the shirts again. Cool. Yeah. Uh, Are you extending the campaign? Yeah, I think we're 10 days out from the first 30. So we are gonna roll it over, but it might not be 30 days. It might be like 20 days. And so when we roll it over, I'm still working out the details, but I would like to treat it as like we're launching the campaign from scratch over again. So I want to try to see if we can do some exclusives, some new exclusives, and some new early birds. So we're kind of treated like it's launching over again. And the reason I want to do that as well is because some of you guys weren't notified right off the bat when we went live, because I had promised that you were going to be able to come in and ransack the store and all that. And we had problems with MailChimp, and there was some technical issues. So we weren't able to do that. So I still do feel bad about that. So if we do this, then it'll like give you a second chance to do some of the similar things. I don't think I can do exactly the same type of tiers, but we'll kind of do variations of those. And so then now that the campaign's going and you guys are kind of in tune with it, then I'll just keep you guys in the loop and let you know how things are progressing. And also within I just found out about this, like on the Indiegogo site. You know what? I'll just go there. You can, let me see here, share screen, click, pool. So there's this, where is it? It's what, oh, follow. You guys can hit this follow button right here so you can back it. But if you hit follow, even though you haven't backed it yet, this will allow you to keep updated on everything that's happening. So I highly recommend, if you guys are kind of, waiting for new tiers or like these early birds, or one of the other things we're going to do is we're going to try to bring back the 72-hour line art variant. So like I said, it will only be for a limited time, as will the early birds and the exclusives. So this way, if you click this follow button, it gives your email, like you fill it out, and then everything, like all these updates and stuff like that, you'll get. And so I will be updating all of you guys before we do that. Excuse me, before we renew it and go into the second I guess the second phase. I should just call it the second phase of the campaign. And so, like I said, we're going to look at it as like we're starting the campaign over again. So that's kind of what we're going to do there. So let me hit refresh, see if we're closer to that 51. Oh my gosh, we're so close to, oh my gosh, 59.98. Holy crap, man. So we got 2 backers during the stream. We are, what is that, $2? $2 away from 51. You guys, we got a couple minutes left. If there's anybody that wants to back a t-shirt or something like that, jump in here and we can leave on a high note, a 51K high note. So here's the Inko shirt. So the Inko shirt is pretty much just the shirt, this tier, but you can get it as an add-on as well. So if you guys come, let's say this is the second printing of volume 1, click on that, get this perk, click on that, and then it takes you to the checkout. But in the checkout, there's all these add-ons that are offered here. So you can get like pretty much the main book, the Racquefort cover, the first issue, second printing, the high octane adventure. You can get the layouts with just $1 shipping, you guys, and then you can get the Inko shirt. So you can customize your own tiers this way, and I think it's pretty cool. Let me see if I can hit this. Yeah, okay. So that's the Inko shirt. So we got 2 claimed, but we have a bunch claimed in the add-ons. So you guys are making this into a hit. It's weird like putting out stuff like this because you always think like I don't know, what are people really going to think, and then people support it and go, wow, that's cool. Maybe I was overthinking it, but I think the best part, the best thing you can do, I should say, is just do it. You know what I mean? Just put it out there and see how things go. And you guys have already turned this Inko shirt into a success. And also the add-ons, the original story layouts, which is very cool, you guys. So thank you so much again for that. And wait, I have one more thing. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Sweet Mama Jamma. There it is. Okay, cool. We also have this, man. Let me see. Where are you at? Unchained. Joe Bennett. Let's see. The Joe Bennett covers are 5 Inkos up. Yeah, we could use the Inkos as a rating system. That'd be fun. I do want to do like the Inko Awards too. You guys, we within the chat, between the chat and I should say, we came up with this whole Inko Awards. So we can make like little Inko statues, paint them gold, and we could give them away for comic skaters. We could, if we do the convention, I think it'd be great to do like an awards, and it'll just be, we're just making fun of awards ceremonies because I don't put too much stock in it anyway. But it would be fun to do. So, we could do best colorist, best, letterer. I think Eric Weathers would get that award. But, we could do all these things and give Inko awards away. I already have Jason that has said that he would sculpt them up. So, it's possible we could do that. So let's see. I repeat, at least a third of my 23 boxes have books with Art's name on them. There's a reason for that. Oh, thank you, man. GK1, I appreciate it. What is that? Don't pull a Malin. Oh, yeah. Don't pull a Malin. Yeah. No. I'll probably be live streaming, but unlike Malin, I'm gonna have it worked out with Pamela. So Pamela will be downstairs, and so when it comes up, she'll hit renew or the next 30, and we'll do it that way. Because I think John was playing double duty, and that's tough to do, especially when you've been drinking. So we'll try. I can't guarantee it won't happen. Yeah, I completely missed the early bird sales. Yeah, so we're gonna do stuff like that. Like I said, the hard part about that is they can't contradict what you've already done. So that's why I can't really speak with any kind of confidence right now. What we're going to do is because Pamela and we've talked about it, but we got to let it set in our brains and then like double check and make sure that what we want to do we can do without contradicting other tiers, because that's kind of the toughest part about these campaigns. The good part about the campaigns is they're organic, and you can shift and you can move things around. But the other thing is you got to be careful not to do too much because you don't want to contradict things you already have. Okay, let me see. Award-winning is still award-winning. Yeah, there's going to be a Joe Bennett cover, you guys. There's going to be a black and white Joe Bennett cover. Indeedy do. Let's see what Spirits Car says. Inko for most fundamental drunk streamer. See, that's what I want to do. That's the spirit of the awards. We'll just do stupid categories. Like we won't be taking it seriously. Like the most colossal F up on a live stream. Just all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, that's the fun part. And I realized I pointed my finger at you. I got aggressive. Ooh. Got aggressive towards you guys. The Inkos are the most prestigious awards given in comics. Someday soon. Yes, Dinky Frankie. I like that. Wait. Where is this? John was playing double dutch. That's funny. The drunken live stream. That one's going to be tough. That's going to have a lot of competition. Yeah. Most destructive streamer, Shane. Yeah, he breaks all his toys and his statues and stuff. Yes, yes, indeed, he do. All right, you guys, be careful with that finger. You put out somebody's eye. Wait. I always think the camera's down here. The camera's up here. You. Okay, so I just realized I have something else cool for you guys to check out. So we've been working for a little bit of time. Red Gaze and myself. Red Gaze put the first black and white video together, and so he and I have been working on a second video. And so I am going to show this video off. So this will be an exclusive as well. So here we go. Here we go. So hopefully you should be seeing this. I'll full screen it. And here we go. Here's a new black and white video.
From RT there comes the exciting conclusion to the black and white origin saga. 60 pages of pulse-pounding action. In a world when law and order are often blurred to gray, justice can only be black and white.
I think Inko agrees. Inko Arrow agrees. So yeah, the Inko Award for Best Video goes to Red Gaze for putting that black and white video together. So we're going to be putting that up on the campaign soon. So there's all kinds of stuff going on right now, you guys. We're moving and shaking. We're gearing up for the last 10 days of the campaign, of the first half of the campaign, which is happening right now. And let me, oh, wait, what am I doing? Let me see. Share, screen share, boom. We have a guest coming over. So Inko Arrow is getting excited. So here we go. So we're back at the campaign, you guys. I'm going to talk a little loud over the dog. So, yeah, I don't know if you guys back. Please back. We're $2 away from 51K. So that would be amazing. So yeah, this may be the last time you see this video. So let me hit this. So I love this video. I dig the music too. Yeah, I dig that. I dig that stuff. Cool video. So yeah, you guys, once again, Black and White Man versus Machine. This is the book here. This is what I'm all about at this moment in time. I am putting this book together for you guys at this juncture. And yeah, we are at 602 backers. 1,000 backers is the sweet spot. We're a little under 400 backers away from that. Let me hit refresh, see if we can get this at 51. Oh man. So yeah, so we are still $2 away from 51K. So now we're 9 days out. So we're a little over a week away. So it would be great if we could get this at the end of the first 30, around 60K. That would be great. And then once we go into that second phase, try to get pick up another 400 backers or whatever, and see if we can hit that 1,000 backer number. So yeah, you guys, link is in the description. So hit that link, come by, back a book, back an Inko t-shirt, get yourself a layout. There's all kinds of fun stuff, cool stuff there. And yeah, something for everybody. Professionals tonight, indeed. It's going to be on Billy Tucci's channel. And then I think it's the next week will be on my channel. So I got to come up with a topic. I got to do something. Yeah, me too. Let me see. Thank you for the stream, Art. It was both stimulating and educational. I aims to please, Sheldon. I do. RT Bear, hold on. I just woke up. You're closing this down? Not right now. No. No. We have 10 days. Well, we have 9 days now. So we have 9 more days to the first half of the campaign. So then what we're thinking of doing is what we are going to do is we're going to roll it over into a second phase. So I'm going to start calling it a second phase instead of a second 30, because I'm not sure it's going to be 30 days. So we might abbreviate the second half of the campaign. And with the second half of volume 2, Man versus Machine, we are going to bring some early birds back. I know it's kind of weird, early bird in the middle of the campaign, but we're mainly doing that because of the way we started, the kind of bad start we had. So we're going to give you guys a second chance on some early birds, on some exclusives, and on that 72-hour line art variant. A lot of you guys have asked about that. So Pamela and I are going to talk about how we're going to do it, but we're hoping to be able to bring those things to the second half of the campaign, the second phase. So I think that will be, I think it's going to be fun, because I haven't seen anybody else do it. Like sometimes they almost like just kind of roll it over into the second month and just like it's just part of the same campaign. But I kind of want to treat them like it's almost like two parts of this. It's the same campaign, but they're two separate parts. And so we're going to treat the second half as like starting over. So it'll be like a breath of fresh air. We'll bring some new stuff to it. Although I've been thinking, like, should we bring the Joe Bennett cover into the second phase, or should we just put it up as soon as I get those finished pencils? I want to do it as soon as we get those finished pencils. That's what I want to do, but I'm not sure, because I don't know if I should try to tease it longer, but I'm not sure, man. I think it'd be cool to put it up right now. Oh shit! Black and White just passed 51K. Yeah, baby, sweet mama jamma. Let's see what this is all about. Thanks, GK1. GK1, I have a feeling that you were behind this. So 602 backers. We're 2 away from. Oh my gosh! Yes, 51,000. You guys. 75. We got 603 backers. Sweet Mama Jamma. We have 9 days left, a little over a week. And you bet your bottom dollar that I am going to be shouting this from the top of the highest mountain. I am so proud of this book, and I'm so proud of Comics Game. I'm so proud of you freaking guys. You guys are the best. This is fantastic. This is fantastic, man. Take a drink. It's too early. I'll probably have a drink tonight on the Bros show. There's usually a couple drinks that happen there. So thanks, you guys. We got a couple backers on this live stream. I do appreciate it. You're making this dream come true. You're making this old man very, very happy. And this is badass. This is nothing short of badass. You guys are the best. Time to drink. We love you, Art. I love you guys too, man. It's so weird that I can actually say stuff like this in a public forum and not feel completely ridiculous, because it's not phony. There are the people, I love you, man, but it's not the case, man. It's sincere. It's sincere. It's funny because like all my life I had to deal with like two-faced phony balonies. And the good thing is I said phony baloney on it was a high point. It's the little things, you guys. I was on Ethan Van Sciver's live stream, and it was the one where he took the salmon away from me, but I said phony baloney, and he said phony baloney later in the live stream. I'm a big fan of phony baloney, and I'm gonna make that thing. That phony baloney is gonna have a comeback, you guys. So you know what? Spread the word. Spread the word, brother. Go in everybody's live stream and then say, you know what? That sounds like a bunch of phony baloney. They're gonna know who said it, because it's like it sounds old timey. Cool. What? No, I love you, Art. Oh, I thought it was like no, no love for you, Art. Oh, Sheldon, sometimes you can warm the cockles of my blackened heart. Well-deserved, Art. Congrats. Thank you, Gonzo the Great. You can't quit us. No. I've said it. I've said it on my live streams. I said it on Ethan's. I full-heartedly want to retire here. I want Comicsgate to take me into the golden years where I can't pick up a pencil anymore or my eyesight's gone. Like I want to be here. I want to retire here. I think this would be a high point in anybody's career, right? Like I really don't see myself going back to Marvel and DC. I don't see that. Maybe it's just me being delusional. It's like it's something I don't want to do. You end up having to do what you have to do to make ends meet, because sometimes you don't get a choice. But hopefully we can build Comicsgate and we can keep building this for the next 10 years. And then, I'll be like, live streaming, like, like just having the shakes, and, I'll have like so close to the artwork I can barely see, that's my goal. My goal is to grow old here and retire here, and hopefully, we'll have built this thing beyond what it is now, and I won't have to do those things. Salmon Gate, will CG survive the latest controversy? It's a misdemeanor, I mean, I'm sure Ethan feels bad for stealing the fish out of my mouth. I'm sure, he would never do that again. So I think it's all water under the bridge, for this high tea. I guess that's what it said. It said Art High Tea Bear. Someone give this man a salmon. CG for life. Yes, indeed, Stephen. Yes, indeed. Art is still here. I think Hyper Kaiju was the first one in the chat. So that's cool. CG writers. Oh, shit. You guys are still going strong. Yeah, so very cool, you guys. So I should end this. I got some work to do. You guys are the best. thanks for helping me get over that 51K. Killer. I hope you liked the new video. I hope you like the Joe Bennett doodle. We got Joe Bennett on for a new black and white variant cover. I think it's going to come out amazing. You guys are the best. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later tonight on The Professionals. It's going to be on Billy Tucci's channel tonight. So take care, guys. Thanks again.